this lesson, we are going to learn about fraction plus whole number. And I put with like denominators because there is a strategy you can use where you have your whole number. You can set your denominator as one by turning your whole number into a fraction. Remember, I said if you have two fractions, you have to find your LCD and you have to find equivalent fractions. Then once you have your denominators the same, then you can go ahead and you can add it. That is your numerator. You can add and keep your denominator. But there is another strategy you can use because addition and multiplication, they are commutative, meaning that if your fraction comes before your whole number, you can switch it around and put your whole number before your fraction. And you're going to see what I'm talking about with this. I'm going to show you both examples. So we're going to add fraction plus a whole number and you have 1/4 plus 5. Again, remember the rule, the property, commutative property. Even though you have a fraction plus a whole number, you can switch that whole number around and you can put 5 plus 1/4. That's going to give you the same thing. It's going to be the same thing. So, whatever you have a fraction and a whole number, a strategy you can use, which is really quick, really simple, is you put the whole number and the fraction together. What do I mean by that? You're going to do 5 plus 1/4. Take away the plus sign, and you can just put it together. Now, I'm going to show you how you can turn your fraction or your whole number into a fraction by setting your denominator as 1. So I'm going to write it over. You have 1/4 plus 5. And remember, I said you can set your denominator as 1. It doesn't change the value of this 5 because if you divide 1 divided by 5, look at that, you're still going to get 5 as your answer. When you subtract it, you have 0. You still have 5 as your answer. So it's okay if you put 1 in your denominator. Remember the rule we were talking about earlier. You have to pay attention to your denominators. Since they're different, you have to find LCD of both your denominators. Let's find multiples of 4. We already know that we can stop at 4. Now let's find multiples of 1. You have 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you can see that both of them, they share the number 4. What are we going to do with this? Remember we said you have to change your denominators. Since you only add 4 one time, you're going to do 4 times 1. Multiply it by 1. That stays the same. Let me write it at the bottom because 1 times 1 is equal to 1 and 4 times 1 is equal to 4, which is what we have right here. Now you're going to see how many times did you add 1 to get to 4? You added it 4 times. So we're going to multiply both our numerator and our denominator by 4. Don't forget your plus sign. 5 times 4 is equal to 20. And 1 times 4 is equal to 4. Now we can add it together. 1 plus 20 is equal to 21. Keep your denominator the same. And now you can divide this. Pause the video, divide it. 21 divided by 4 is what? We know that's equal to 5 and 1/4. Do a calculator check and see. You get the same answer, which is why I said we don't want to work harder. We want to take our time, go through the strategies, and find the simplest way to solve problems like this. Let's look at another example. We're still adding fraction plus whole number. And I'm not going to do the long way because you see that the long way still gets you to your same answer. We're going to add a whole number and a fraction, or vice versa, add a fraction and a whole number. And you see the strategy is you put the whole number and the fraction together, and voila, you get your answer. It's 4 and 7 ninths. All you're doing is switching it around.